I told him point blank, no country in China's neighborhood is a match against China in terms of military power. China's military buildup is a matchup against only one country, that is the United States. China will never allow the United States to launch a war against China, conventional or nuclear, without suffering devastating consequences. One of the weapons China demonstrated, we call it 61, because it can contain 60 nuclear warheads plus one hydrogen bomb. Now, in the world of today, let me tell you, which country has hydrogen bomb? China is the only country with hydrogen bomb. And that ICBM can cover every corner of the world in less than 20 minutes.
In a recent public gathering, a senior Chinese official described an intercontinental ballistic missile so powerful that it would render previous generations of deterrence doctrine obsolete. According to that statement, this DF-61 can travel anywhere on the planet, carry multiple nuclear warheads. The official said 6, including a hydrogen weapon, and arrive with such speed and sophistication that interception would be effectively impossible. Those are dramatic claims, and they deserve a clear-eyed, step-by-step examination. What the DF-61 appears to be, what its capabilities might actually be, what those capabilities mean for global deterrence, and who, in practical terms, would be reachable by it. Public imagery and open reporting from the parade, where the DF-61 was showcased, suggests that Beijing intended to convey two messages: technical progress and strategic reach. The DF-61 is described in open sources as a heavy, solid-fuel, multi-stage road-mobile ICBM, a design lineage that follows China's previous heavy ICBMs. Observers note its external similarity to earlier designs, but commentators and analysts highlight its larger estimated mass and payload, which, if accurate, would allow more warheads, heavier warheads, or advanced countermeasures to be carried on a single booster. Those technical indicators are what make analysts speculate about multiple independently targetable reentry vehicles, MIRVs, and about a very long operational range that could place most of the globe within striking distance. The DF-61 appears to be broadly similar in size to the DF-41, with both utilizing 16-wheeled TELs. The DF-41, first publicly displayed in 2019, began development before 2000 and reportedly entered operational service in 2017. It is approximately 20 meters long, with an estimated range of 12,000 to 15,000 kilometers, and can carry up to 10 multiple independently targetable reentry vehicle warheads. There have been reports referencing a successor to the DF-41, sometimes called the DF-45 or DF-51, on the Chinese internet since at least 2020. Experts suggest such an ICBM would aim to outperform the DF-41. Rick Fisher of the International Assessment and Strategy Center indicated that a DF-45 would have a takeoff weight of 112 tons, a payload of 3.6 tons, and be armed with 7 650 kiloton warheads, with an estimated range of 7,456 to 9,320 miles. Other reports suggest a DF-51 could have a launch weight of 130 tons, carry 3 5-megaton MIRVs, or have a range of 15,000 kilometers with 14 warheads. It remains unclear whether the DF-45 and DF-51 are one or two distinct systems, or if one is intended to replace the DF-41 and the other the DF-5. But let's pause on 3 essential technical points that determine whether a missile is unstoppable. First, range. Open estimates for the DF-61's range vary. Some reporting suggests intercontinental ranges in the order of 12,000 to 15,000 kilometers, enough to reach targets in North America from launch areas in China, while other, more sensational claims stretch numbers even further. Range alone doesn't make a system unstoppable. It makes it strategically reach-capable. Second, payload and MIRV. A larger missile can carry more warheads, and MIRV warheads complicate defenses because one booster can release multiple independent targets in mid-course. Third, survivability and countermeasures. Maneuvers, decoys, heavy reentry vehicle design, and potential fractional orbital or maneuverable vehicles all raise interception difficulty. All 3 affect the probability, not the certainty of successful penetration through current missile defenses. So, what about the specific claim? 6 warheads, including a hydrogen bomb. Open source reporting on parade descriptions and defense commentary lists a range of speculative payloads for the DF-61, from a few large thermonuclear warheads to multiple smaller yield MIRVs. Different outlets report different numbers and configurations. What is verifiable is that China developed full-scale thermonuclear devices decades ago and continues to modernize its arsenal. China is not the only country that possesses thermonuclear weapons. The United States, Russia, the United Kingdom, France, and others have developed fusion-capable warheads as well. That makes any public statement implying exclusivity, that China alone has hydrogen bombs, demonstrably incorrect when compared against the historical record and widely available nuclear inventories. Accurate reporting must correct that misstatement while still recognizing that any new, larger MIRV-capable ICBM significantly changes regional and global calculations. Can the DF-61 reach anywhere in the world? Practically speaking, a properly sighted ICBM with an intercontinental range on the order of 12,000 to 15,000 kilometers can threaten essentially any fixed target on the globe. That includes strategic centers, military bases, and command nodes of the United States, Europe, and other distant powers. The real question is detection, tracking, and interception. Modern missile defense systems are layered: boost phase, mid-course, and terminal defenses, each with strengths and limits. The mid-course layer, where traditional exoatmospheric intercepts occur, is stressed by MIR versus decoys and sophisticated re-entry techniques. If DF-61 deploys reliable MIR versus plus countermeasures, the cost and complexity of intercepting all incoming warheads rise dramatically. But no publicly known ICBM or delivery system is literally invulnerable. Interception probabilities change, not absolutes. Independent analysts and strategic think tanks note that China's parade and the DF-61's features are a clear attempt to complicate US and allied missile defense planning. But they also caution that operational readiness, test history, and actual deployed countermeasures matter a great deal in practice. Who could be targeted? Geographically, long-range ICBMs like the DF-61 place nearly the entire globe within reach, and that includes the continental United States. But targeting is as much political as it is technical. Nuclear doctrine, command and control, and the strategic aim of deterrence, not necessarily preemptive destruction, govern how nuclear states actually use these weapons. Analysts note that China's modernization is intended to assure a survivable second strike and to complicate any adversary's calculations about disarming first strikes. In short, the DF-61, if it performs as some reporting suggests, gives China both reach and flexibility. It makes the calculus of targeting and retaliation more fraught for any potential adversary. Alliances and planning. Finally, for viewers and researchers, when you see bold claims online, unstoppable, only country with hydrogen bombs, can reach anywhere without interception. Check them against multiple open sources. Reputable reporting after the parade points to the DF-61 as an advanced, heavy ICBM with potential MIRV capability and intercontinental reach, but it also balances those descriptions with context. Existing missile defenses, the physics of boost and re-entry, and historical test records all limit how absolute any single claim can be. Presenting both the weapon's plausible technical reach and the realistic limits of interception gives your audience a clearer picture. China's strategic posture is changing, and the DF-61 may be a central element of that change. But unstoppable is a political and rhetorical claim, not a settled technical fact. If you want your video to stand up to scrutiny online, say exactly what is claimed, then say what open evidence supports and contradicts that claim. Use parade footage and official statements to show the claim exists. Use independent analyst reporting and historic nuclear weapons data to check accuracy and correct errors, like the claim that China uniquely possesses hydrogen bombs. That honest, evidence-first narrative is what will survive fact-checking and give your viewers the strongest, most credible understanding of what the DF-61 is likely to mean for global security.